Hello, good day to you traders and welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Forex Forecast. As usual on Weekly Forex Forecast, we'll run through asset updates on up to 49 charts including forex pairs, indices, commodities, metals, cryptos and more. As with our weekends, we run through Forex Forecast. Then on Monday through Fridays on this channel, we try to look for new trade setups every day and signals on the chart to trade. We upload that daily. Entry in today's video, in the description of this video, there is timestamp of assets, so you can jump faster to the assets you are more interested in. Thank you and have a lovely day. See you. Bye. As we start the analysis now. On euro dollar for this week, we are starting on the weekly because I want us to look at this pattern. I see this as A, B, C as one wave, and I see this as A, B, C as another wave. And if I'm correct that this is a complete correction, it means this is coming down to this low. Because of the deepness of this correction, I want to believe that this correction is complete. So if we go back to the daily time frame on euro dollar, on the daily, we will expect that this will give a bigger corrective structure here before those drops will start coming through for us to the downside. So if we zoom to a 4-hour time frame on euro dollar, on the 4-hour time frame, we saw they gave us this pullback here and they are dropping. They can drop more and give us bigger correction here before they resume this downside. So we want to watch out. On pound dollar for this week, pound dollar gave us this week has been dropping aggressively. So we want to watch them give us sideways correction, as it's already apparent to us they are coming for this low. So we want to watch them give us sideways correction this week and resume the dropping downside to tag this low. They can give us a correction either similar to this or to this here. Can give us a straight correction or a pullback correction before they resume that drop. So we want to watch out for one of those two. If we zoom to 4-hour time frame, we'll watch for that. Also zoom to 1-hour time frame, we'll watch for that sign of that correction. There's no divergence here, which means they'll keep dropping for now before they'll give us that deeper pullback upside and drop more. So we want to watch out for this on pound dollar for this week. So look out for more corrections. After on Aussie dollar for this week, Aussie dollar earlier this week gave us this upside momentum and then has been dropping aggressively to the downside. So this week we'll see if it will give us an up move that will make this a running flat before they resume the dropping downside. If we zoom to 4-hour time frame to see that better on Aussie dollar, on the 4-hour time frame, they gave this upside and they have dropped down. So this week we want to see if they will give us another up momentum to make this a running flat, and then they will resume the dropping downside. This is what we want to watch out for, possibility of a running flat here. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame on Aussie dollar, on the 1-hour time frame, I want to watch this development. For now, this looks like a smaller running flat, so they will keep dropping and then give us the opportunity for the bigger running flat for the drop. On New Zealand dollar for this week, New Zealand dollar earlier in the week gave this huge spike, drop and a huge upside, and they have dropped. They are coming for the low. I want to believe they are attempting to give us a flat structure there. We zoom to 4-hour time frame to look at that better. On the 4-hour time frame, we saw they gave us this up spike after the drop, and they are collectively dropping. They are giving us that correction here. They are dropping. Once they tag this low, we expect them to give us another up move to make this a running flat for more drops to the downside. So we want to expect this week on New Zealand dollar. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, on the 1-hour time frame, watch as well. They're giving us this A, B, C running flat correction. They are attempting to retest this low before they will come through for us with an upside momentum this upcoming week to complete this sideways. On dollar Swiss for this week, dollar Swiss has been on this upside momentum. So this week we want to watch them give us sideways correction and then continue the buy momentum upside. We expect them to continue this buy to the upside this week. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we saw they give us this impulse up and they give us this correction and they have climbed once more. They are giving a bigger corrective structure here. We want to believe they are attempting to give us a bigger corrective structure here for more upside. So we want to watch out for this week. We also zoom to 1-hour time frame on dollar Swiss. On the 1-hour time frame, you see this right now as A wave down, and they are giving us B wave. They can continue up before they will drop down and then give us more buy upside. We expect them to complete this running flat for us before they resume the buy momentum to the upside on dollar Swiss. So we want to look out for that as it develops this week. More buys to come through. On dollar yen this week, dollar yen is in this aggressive upside at the moment. They give us this correction here and they resume the high momentum upside this week. We want to watch and give us another correction here and resume this climb back. They're coming for this stop. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to 4-hour time frame on dollar yen, on the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch them give us a correction similar to this here. So what we want to watch out for, any corrective structure for more climb upside. We want to watch out for buys this week on dollar yen. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame, we want to also look out for that. They can give us either this small pullback here to make both of these running flat and resume for the bigger correction upside, or they will give us that corrective structure here and then resume buy upside. We want to watch out for this correction and more buys to come through on dollar yen for this week. So we want to watch out for that. That's it. On dollar CAD for this week, dollar CAD has been on this buy side correction for the past 1 week. So we want to watch it complete this correction and give us more buy momentum upside, as we will see if we zoom into 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame on dollar CAD, we see this as A wave and all this as B wave up, and you see it's completing with the C wave down. Once it completes this running flat structure, we expect more buy momentum to come in to retest this top before bigger corrective structure will come through for us for more buys upside. This is what we expect from dollar CAD. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame, on the 1-hour time frame, we see this as A wave. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corrective climb, and right now they are giving us the C wave. We expect one more drop out of this trend to come. On euro pound for this week, euro pound has been on this aggressive upside, and we expect that it will continue towards this top this week. But first, we expect it to give us sideways correction for it to resume that move, similar to this correction they gave us here for this drop. We expect that they give us a corrective structure here before they resume that climb upside. So we want to look out for that this week. We zoom to 4-hour time frame on euro pound. On the 4-hour time frame, there is still divergence between the tops on the MACD and the tops on the chart, which tells us that that corrective structure we're talking about will come through this may come through this week before more buy momentum will resume to the upside. So we want to look out for that. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, you see they give us this long ABC corrective structure here and resume the climb upside. So we'll watch for any sell opportunities. On Euro Swiss for this week, Euro Swiss is in this sideways corrective structure here. We're watching them give us this flat here, drop once more, and give us this running flat. Potentially, this is what they are waiting for. One final retest of this low. So you can see that it has been diverging for long. Expect them to complete this flat, give us one more drop before the upside we have been expecting will start coming through for us. So we want to watch out for that. We zoom to 4-hour time frame on Euro Swiss. On the 4-hour time frame, we see this as a flat structure in the making. So we want to watch them. They can drop, give us this flat here, and drop more, drop once more, give us this bigger structure, drop once again to make A, B, C flat for the buy momentum will come through for us. So we want to watch out for that on Euro Swiss. They are still taking time to complete that structure. On the 1 hour 2, we want to watch this drop On Euro Yen for this week, Euro Yen has been on this upside, aggressive upside for the past week. So we expect that to correct and resume this upside momentum this week. We zoom to 4-hour time frame to look at that better. On the 4-hour time frame, we saw they gave us this deep correction for resuming the upside. So right now, I want to watch for another corrective structure here before they resume this upside. Expect a correction and more buys to come through on Euro Yen. Resume to 1-hour time frame. I want to watch out for that as well, especially a straightforward sideways correction here before they resume this upside momentum. That's what I want to watch out for this week on Euro Yen. More corrections and more upside. So I want to look out for them as it develop this week on Euro Yen. On EURUSD for this week, EURUSD has been on this aggressive buy momentum after this deep pullback this week. So we want to watch them retest this top and then drop once more to complete a flat structure for us, for giving us one more retest of that top for bigger drops downside. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame to look at that better, on the 4-hour time frame, we see this climb, they gave a correction, climb, give another correction, they are climbing right now. Watch this correction for one more retest of this top before they will drop to give us A, B, C correction and then resume upside for one more retest of this top. We expect them to give us a flat structure here and retest the top before big drops come through for us to the downside. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame on EURUSD, on the 1-hour time frame, want to watch this deep pullback at the moment for one more retest of. On EURCAD for this week, EURCAD has been on this sideways corrective structure ABC for the past week. So we want to watch it give another correction here for more drops. I'm watching this correction to see if they'll give us one more retest of this top. We zoom to the 4-hour time frame on EURCAD to look at the correction better. On the 4-hour time frame, so they give us this A wave drop. They corrected for B wave and dropped once more for C. After that, they started a bigger structure here, which we believe is a bigger flat. And after the bigger flat, we expect a bigger drop here to make this A, B, C before they resume the climb upside. This is what we are looking out for on EURCAD for this week. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, on the 1-hour time frame, we expect that this bigger correction they are making here will complete itself with this correction. As we see this as A wave, it gives us A, B, C, which is on Euro New Zealand for this week. Euro New Zealand is presently on this correction of this drop at the moment. So I want to see this as A wave. We expect them to give us an A, B, C flat structure here before they will drop, either drop once more to break this low and then start this up move for us. The bigger ABC for one more retest of this top. So to expect from Euro New Zealand. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, sorry, this gave us A wave, B wave, and right now it's attempting to complete this C for a drop down to tag this low. Expect them to give us a flat structure here for one more drop down before they resume the climb upside. So we want to watch out for this on Euro New Zealand. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that as well. On pound Swiss for this week, pound Swiss has tagged the daily low here. So we want to watch them give us corrective structure here, ABC, similar to this ABC they gave us here. Watch them give us another ABC flat for one more drop to tag the weekly low. So to expect from pound Swiss this week. So we want to watch out for that correction. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we see that the MACD is on the same level, but there's a dip here. So which tells us that one more drop may occur before the pullback will start for us to give us A wave, B wave, and C wave upside for more drops to come through. So we want to watch out for this week. Sideways correction. On pound Swiss, we zoom to 1-hour time frame. We want to watch out for that as well. For the start of the sideways correction to start this week. So watch them once they resume the market, they will drop more a bit, but they will give us buy upside for A wave, B, On pound yen for this week, pound yen has been on this aggressive drop to the downside. We expect that it's coming to tag this low. But first, it has to complete this sideways correction that is ongoing before more drops will come through to tag that low for us. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame to look at the present correction on the 4-hour time frame on pound yen, the correction is presently give us this A wave upside, and it has been dropping with B wave. So we want to watch it give us correction here for one more climb upside to complete this C wave, for it to resume the dropping downside for us. So we want to watch out for first this climb back up towards this level this week, and then more drops to come through for us to the downside. So what we want to watch out for on pound yen for this week. Expect more drops will come through. If we zoom also to the 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that as well, for a flat structure here for this climb before more drops will come through for us to the downside. We want to watch on pound USD for this week. Pound USD has been on this corrective structure this week upside. We want to watch them drop down, and then we'll watch to see if they will give us another correction here that will make this running flat for more drops to come through to the downside for us. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on pound USD, on the 4-hour time frame, we see clearly that they give us an A, B, C regular flat here. So we expect that more drops will come through this week for us to the downside, to this low and beyond, before they will give us this C wave for more drops to come through. We're watching for this pattern to develop on pound USD this week. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that as well. So after this drop, they give us this correction of this. They can give us another climb to complete this correction, and then more drops will come through for us to the downside. So what we want to watch out for. We see this as the A wave. This presently developing B. It will also give us C wave. On pound CAD for this week, pound CAD this past week gave us this huge drop back down to this low level, which tells us that this was the correction and this was the final retest of this top. So right now I want to watch them give us sideways structure for more drops to come through to the downside on pound CAD for this week. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on pound CAD, on the 4-hour time frame, you see they give us this. There were a lot of corrections and drops this week. Corrected here, the drop. This week we want to watch them give us corrections here for A, B, and potentially C for more drops to come through. So we want to watch out for a flat pattern this week for more sales on pound CAD. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. We want to watch out for that. For now, there's no divergence between the lows here, which means that it's a small correction they will give first and drop by Monday, Tuesday. The sideways correction will start ideally by Wednesday. On pound New Zealand for this week, pound New Zealand has been on this aggressive drop to the downside. They dropped, they gave a correction here, and they dropped more. So this week we want to watch for more corrections here and more drops towards this low and beyond. So I want to watch out for more sales to come through on pound New Zealand this week. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on pound New Zealand, the 4-hour time frame, we see that this is a straight drop downside. So we want to watch them give us correction here for more drops to come through to the downside this week on pound New Zealand. If we also zoom to 1-hour time frame, I want to watch out for that as well. More corrections here for more drop to the downside. So to watch out for this week on pound New Zealand. So we want to be on lookout for that as more drops come through this week. More sales. That's what to expect. As they give us this flat here and drop, to expect another flat here for more drop to come through to the downside. On Aussie Swiss for this week, Aussie Swiss has been on this aggressive drop this week to the downside after this spike upside. So expect that this will tag this low and give a reverse back to complete the flat structure from one final drop down, and then the bigger upside move will start. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on Aussie Swiss, on the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch this. They're presently attempting corrections here. Expect they give us this running flat. So expect this A, B, C to tag this low for us, and then give us an up move that will make this a flat structure for one more drop down. So I want to watch out for that this week. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame on Aussie Swiss, we want to watch this. It's attempting to give us a flat here for more drop, one more drop to tag this low. After tagging that low, expect reversal upside back here before this drop will come through for us. On Aussie yen for this week, Aussie yen, we expect that it will give us an upside momentum to make this a flat structure, or potentially a flat here for more upside. ABC is what to expect before it will drop down, if it is going to drop down on Aussie yen. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame to look at that, at present they give us this up move and they have been corrected that move to an ABC. So we want to watch if this will give us an up move that will tag this top, and then we also want to see this is what to expect from Aussie yen for this week, and A, B, C before it will drop back down. So we want to watch out for this as it develops this week. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that, and the 1-hour time frame on Aussie yen, you see that at present it is giving us this. On AUDCAD for this week, AUDCAD gave us this upside momentum earlier and then dropped down, and after dropping down there's still divergence between this lows and this lows. So we want to watch for an upside momentum at least that will make this a running flat for one more drop, and then we'll see if it will start the upside momentum for us on AUDCAD. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, this week we are looking for better opportunities on AUDCAD. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to 4-hour time frame on AUDCAD, on the 4-hour time frame, we are looking to see if this will reverse with the buy setup upside. Is what we want to watch out for this week on AUDCAD. We are looking for buy setup. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that as well. That will give us corrections here for more drop, one more drop, and then reverse. On Aussie New Zealand for this week, Aussie New Zealand, we expect that it has been dropping and we expect this drop to continue. But first, we expect it to give us sideways correction here, but we continue this drop as we expect this to tag the weekly low before a major upside will start on Aussie New Zealand. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we see that there is no divergence here, which is a good news, as we expect it to give us flats and continue the set to the downside for us. So to expect from Aussie New Zealand more corrections and more sets to the downside to tag the weekly low. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame, on the 1-hour time frame as well, there's no divergence on the 1 hour, which will continue this drop for us. More corrections, more drop until it tags the weekly low, and then we'll see the bigger reversal upside. So I want to watch for that this week on Aussie New Zealand. On Swiss yen for this week, Swiss yen has been on this aggressive buy momentum upside. So we want to watch them correct here a bit before they resume this climb. As we currently see this as A, B, C correction, and they are coming back upside to test this top. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on Swiss yen, on the 4-hour time frame, we expect that it will correct a bit here to give us this running flat and then resume the buy momentum upside. It's what to expect from Swiss yen. So we want to watch out for this week. We also zoom to 1-hour time frame. We want to watch out for that on Swiss yen. There's no divergence, which means this will give us small correction here and resume buy upside before this bigger one will come through for us, and then more upside momentum will come through. So we want to watch out for this week on Swiss yen. On CAD yen for this week, CAD yen has been on this buy momentum upside, and we expect that it will continue this week as we expect more buys to come through to the upside this week on CAD yen. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we saw they give us this impulse and they give a flat correction here and one more up push. So to this week, we want to watch and give us bigger correction here for more buy upside. It's what we expect from CAD yen this week, more buys. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, they give us this G pullback. So at any moment, they can also give us that D pullback once more before they resume this upside to make this a running flat. So we want to watch out for this week. More buys will come through this week on CAD yen. So we want to be on the lookout for that as they develop this week. Buys to the upside on CAD yen. On CAD Swiss for this week, CAD Swiss has been on this upside momentum, and this week we expect that more of it will come through for us to the upside. We expect more buys to come through this week on CAD Swiss. So if we zoom to 4 hour time frame on CAD Swiss, on the 4 hour time frame we saw they give us this impulse and give us this ABC flat here, and then resume the buy momentum upside. At present they are attempting to give us a big flat here for a bigger move upside. It's what we expect them to give us this week, more buys upside on CAD Swiss. So if we zoom to 1 hour time frame, we want to watch out for this. First, there's a chance for this to give us a small flat here and then a bigger flat for it to resume that buy momentum upside. So we want to watch out for this. This give us ABC here. We expect a bigger ABC for more upside. As this will then be the impulse, this is the correction and more buys come through for us on CAD Swiss. So we want to watch out. On New Zealand Swiss for this week, New Zealand Swiss gave us this buy momentum upside and has been dropping slowly. So we want to watch them give us sideways correction here before they resume this buy upside. So we want to watch out for this week on New Zealand Swiss, more buys to come through to the upside. After the present ongoing correction, we zoom to 4 hour time frame, we see they give us this drop. They give us a correction here and this drop. Right now they are attempting to give us a bigger correction here for one more drop down before they give us this buy upside. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to 1 hour time frame on New Zealand Swiss, on the 1 hour time frame, we are looking at this as a present big flat in the making. We expect them to give us complete this flat for us and then drop once more to the downside to make this ABC before they resume the buy upside. So we want to watch out for this week on New Zealand Swiss. So we're going to look out for that. On New Zealand Yen for this week, New Zealand Yen has earlier this week gave us this up spike and at present is correcting that up momentum. So we expect after this present correction to resume the buy momentum upside. So if we zoom to 4 hour time frame to look at the ongoing correction on New Zealand Yen, on the 4 hour time frame, this was the impulse upside. They give us this A wave. They are presently attempting to give us this B. So we expect them to give us this C before they resume this buy momentum upside. So we want to watch out for this completion of this ABC for more buys to come through to the upside. We zoom to 1 hour time frame. Also we want to watch out for that as well. At present, they are attempting to give us a flat here before they will retest this top and then we expect them to drop with C wave, tag this low, and then it will resume the buy momentum outside. Interested in this buy this week on New Zealand Yen. So we want to be on the lookout for that as the move develops this week for more buys upside. On New Zealand CAD for this week, New Zealand CAD earlier this week gave us this up spike, and after that spike it has been correcting downside. So we want to watch this to see if it will tag this top to make it an ABC flat for one more drop downside to tag this low. So if we zoom to 4 hour time frame to look at that better, on the 4 hour time frame after the up spike it has been correcting, it dropped, gave a flat, it's dropping, corrected up and still dropping. Right now it's in this up move. We want to watch this give us correction and up spike. It's really to tag this top is what we will watch out for this week. We expect it to come and tag that top back and then we expect it to drop more to the downside and then make this ABC a flat for the drop back to the low. It's what we're looking at. We zoom to 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour, this up momentum we expect it to give us a flat structure at least that may retest this top. On gold for this week, gold gave us this huge drop this week, and this has been the biggest drop on gold since we started this upside momentum. So at present we have to look to see if it gives us a flat structure here that will confirm that it is major downside, or if it will give us smaller corrections and small drops for it to reverse and restart and up move. For now we expect the flat for more drops to the downside. We zoom to 4 hour time frame on gold. On the 4 hour time frame, we want to watch then give us corrections for A wave and then we'll see if they will give us B wave down and C wave up flat for more drops to come through to the downside. It's what we are looking for on gold for this week. So I want to look out for that. If we zoom to 1 hour time frame also, we'll watch out for it as well. Flats, we expect this. They can give us one more drop here before they will start the A wave. On silver for this week, silver has been in an aggressive downside momentum this week. So we want to watch, they are coming for this low. We expect them to give us a flat structure here, and then we drop to tag not just this daily low, but also expect them to tag the weekly low and restart an up move after tagging that low for us this week. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, we're looking for sell opportunity on the 4-hour time frame. We expect them to give us, we see there's no divergence here. We expect them to give us flat structure and more sales to the downside this week. So to expect from silver, more sales. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame also, want to watch out for that as well. On the 1 hour, there's no divergence, which tells us more sales are coming in on silver to the downside. So we want to look for them as they develop this week. Sales. So to look out for this week on silver to the downside. Sales will come through for us this week. On palladium for this week, palladium has been on a very aggressive drop. Very aggressive as at the moment they are attempting a flat structure here. Once they are through with the flat, more drops are incoming towards this low. So we want to watch out for them as they develop this week. Sales on palladium. So to expect. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, on the palladium 4-hour time frame, they give us this climb A wave, they've dropped for B, we expect them to climb up for C, complete the flat and then drop more. We expect more drops to come through on palladium this week. So we want to look out for them. Also, if we zoom to the 1-hour time frame on palladium, the 1 hour, we want to watch this give us a complete flat here and then more drops to come through for us to the downside. This is what we want to look at for this week on palladium. So we want to watch out for that as it develops this week. More sales to come through for us to the downside on palladium. On platinum for this week, platinum has been on this aggressive drop to the downside. So this week we want to watch. At present they are at an all-time low right now, so watch for them to give us a flat structure here and continue this drop to the downside. It's what to expect more drops to come through this week to the downside on platinum. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on platinum, on the 4-hour time frame we see at present they are attempting to give us a flat structure. They've given us a wave, they have dropped for B. We want to expect them to spike back up to complete this C wave of this running flat and then drop more to the downside. As we see with this, there's no divergence, which confirms to us that more drops are incoming this week on platinum. So we want to look out for that. Also, if we zoom to 1-hour time frame as well, we want to also watch out for that. More corrections upside. At present, they are correcting to give us this spike up to tag complete this flat. And on copper for this week, copper has been on this drop. It has been dropping for this week. So this week we want to see if this up move is attempting to start this up structure, as we will see with this divergence between the tops on the chart, the bottoms on the chart and the bottoms on the MACD. Like there's still the chance for this to give us an ABC here for one more drop down. So I want to look out for that if that is forming right now. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on copper, on the 4-hour time frame right now, we see earlier we saw this as a running flat and they give us this drop. So want to watch to see if this is attempting to give us correction for more up move to start this C wave of this ABC, or if this is correcting here for one more retest of this low that will make this ABC flat, bigger flat, and then it will restart it. On US crude oil for this week, US crude oil has been on this after this huge drop. It gave us this upside move and right now it's correcting, so I want to watch and give us a flat here for more up move. As this, we expect this as correction for one more retest of this low. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on US crude oil, on the 4-hour time frame, I want to watch them give us this corrective structure. We expect them to give us this flat here and then resume back up move to fill up this gap. We expect them to fill it back before they will drop once more for us to the downside. So we want to watch out for this move this week on US crude oil. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, I want to also watch out for that as well. On the 1-hour time frame, we expect this to give us a tag this top, drop one. On UK Brent oil for this week, UK Brent oil has been on this, after this huge drop, they give us this up move and they are correcting right now. We want to watch them give us flat correction here and one more move upside. Also to expect from crude oil before it will drop once more to the downside to tag this low once again. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame to look at that better, on the 4-hour time frame, it is presently climbing back upside. We expect this climb to continue here, tag this top, drop once more, and then give us an up move that will fill up this gap before it will come through for us to the downside. So we want to watch out for that this week. We zoom to 1-hour time frame on UK Brent oil. 1 hour, I want to watch out for that as well. One more up move here and the correction before this move to fill up this part, and then we expect more sales to come through to the downside. On natural gas for this week, natural gas this week has been on this upside move, and right now it's attempting a sideways correction of this move. So expect them after this correction to give us one more spike upside for it to drop to tag the weekly low and then give us major move to the upside. It's what we expect from natural gas. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on natural gas, on the 4-hour time frame right now, we see this as correction, this A wave correction. So we want to watch them drop back down and then one more spike. We expect this A, B, C to come through for us and one more spike up before the bigger drop downside will start to tag the weekly low. So we want to watch out for this week, a breakthrough downside to complete the C of this and then one more up move this week. If we zoom to the 1-hour time frame, we want to look out for that. On the 1-hour time frame, at present they are correcting here to drop for us for B wave. On dollar index for this week, dollar index has given a retracement of this drop this week, so we want to watch them give sideways correction before they resume this climb upside this week on dollar index. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we see at present they give us this drop here and they climbed. So once more, we want to watch them drop again to complete the flat structure before they resume this climb upside. So we want to look out for that this week. We zoom to 1-hour time frame on dollar index. On the 1-hour time frame, once after this impulse, they gave this ABC flat and resumed. So right now they are giving us a bigger flat, A wave, they are giving B. So we want to watch them give us the C for the resume upside for us. So we want to watch out for that this week. We expect more upside to come through for us after this C wave to complete this running flat for us. We expect more upside to come through on dollar index this week. So we want to look out for that. More buys this week. On US30 Dow Jones for this week, Dow Jones has been on this aggressive drop for the past few days, and yesterday they gave this correction upside. This week we want to watch them continue that corrective move upside. After this sideways correction, we expect more drops to come through on Dow Jones. So we want to watch out for that. We zoom to 4-hour time frame on Dow Jones. On the 4-hour, we saw it started this upside momentum last week. So this week we expect them to complete the correction of this and resume climbing upside for us before they will come through for B wave. This is presently the A wave correction. We expect B wave to come through and then C wave before more drops will resume to the downside. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame on Dow Jones, on the 1-hour time frame, we expect this to drop back down to this trendline level and then resume upside before it will come through for B wave of the move. So we want to watch out for this. US 500 S&P for this week. S&P has been on this huge aggressive drop. So this week last week they started correction of that up move. So we expect them to continue this sideways correction before they will resume the dropping. First they have to correct this coming week. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on US 500, on the 4-hour time frame, at present they are correcting right now. They gave a correction and up move. So right now we want to watch one more drop back to the trend line before they resume this upside correction for A wave. So we expect them to give us B wave down, tag the low, and then come back up for C wave before more drops will come through to the downside. So we want to watch out for this week on US 500. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, we want to look out for that as well. First, we expect this to drop back to the trend line and then resume the A wave upside to complete this flat, and then we expect the B wave to start downside. So we want to watch out for these moves on US. On US 100 for this week, US 100 has been on this aggressive drop to the downside, Nasdaq. So this week, last week on Friday they gave this upside correction. So I want to watch them continue this upside momentum for the A wave of this correction. We're expecting to give us B wave and also C wave up before they resume the drop into the downside. So I want to watch out for this week. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on US 100 Nasdaq, on the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch this. At present, we're expecting to drop a bit back to this trend line, then resume this A wave upside before they resume the drop down. B wave, we expect them to give us C wave for the resume dropping to the downside. I want to watch out for that this week. We zoom to 1 hour time frame on US 100 Nasdaq. On the 1 hour time frame, we want to watch out for this drop back to this trend line, then one more spike upside before the B wave come for us. So we want to watch out for this week on US 100. So we want to be on lookout for that as it develops this week. On Euro 50 for this week, Euro 50 last week gave us this drop, and after the drop they corrected back on Friday. So we expect this correction to continue for a while before they will start the B wave back down to tag this low, and then give us C wave up for more drops to come through to the downside. So we want to watch out for this. We zoom to 4-hour time frame on Euro 50. On the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch. At present, they are giving us this correction. We expect this correction to continue here for a while. ABC, we expect them to continue this corrective structure up before they will come back down for us. So we want to watch out for that on Euro 50. If we zoom to 1 hour time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, we want to watch out for that as well. More climbs here before they will drop down to resume this climb upside. This is what we want to watch out for this week. On Euro 50, more buys to come through before they will start the sell downside. So I want to watch out for this week. We zoom on German 30 this week, German DAX. It has been dropping. Last week gave a huge drop downside, and on Friday they corrected upside. So we expect this correction to continue a bit before they resume the drop to the downside on German DAX. So I want to watch out for that. We zoom to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame on German 30, at present they are in this correction upside. We expect them to continue this upside correction for us. After this correction, they'll give us A, B, C here, and possibly continue the up move before they will come back down for us to tag this low with B wave. So we want to watch out for that and possibly give us C wave for more drops to come through to the downside. So if we zoom to 1 hour time frame on German 30, we want to watch out for that. Right now, we want to watch out for this. Tag this stop, drop once more, and continue this upside momentum. Is what we want to watch out for this week before they will reverse back down for us. On UK 100 index for this week, UK 100 index last week gave this huge drop. So on Friday they started correcting. We expect them to continue this upside correction for a while before they will come through back with B wave to tag this low. So we want to look out for that. We zoom to 4-hour time frame on Europe 100, UK 100. We expect this upside correction to continue a bit here. We expect a 3-way flat here and more continuation of the upside to come through for us. So we want to look out for that this week. We zoom to 1 hour time frame on UK 100. On the 1 hour time frame, they gave us this up move and they gave this deep correction, and they have tagged that up. Once again, we expect another drop to complete this flat structure and an up move. So what we expect from UK 100 this week. We expect this to climb this week, and then after that we expect the B wave to come through for us to the downside. So we want to watch out for this. Japan 225 Nikkei for this week. Nikkei gave us this past week gave us this drop, and on Friday started correcting upside. So we want to watch them continue this upside correction before they will come back down for us with B wave and potentially give us C wave for more drops to come through to the downside. So I want to watch out for this. We zoom to the 4-hour time frame on UK. On the 4-hour time frame, at present, this looks like a potential running flat structure for one more retest of this low, but not right now. So we expect at present that they will continue this up move. After giving us a flat here, they will continue this move upside before they will come through for us with that drop. So I want to watch out for that this week on Nikkei. We zoom to 1 hour time frame. Want to watch out for that as well. We expect this to continue this climb upside, tag this top, and then drop once more, give us a flat structure here, and resume this up move. Is what we expect this week before they come back down. On Indian 50 Nifty for this week, last week they gave us this huge drop, and on Friday they gave us this huge buy back upside. So this week we expect them to give us sideways correction here and resume this climb upside. It's what we expect from Nifty for this upcoming week. So I want to look out for that. Resume to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame is beginning the process of the correction of this up move. So we expect them to give us sideways correction like this, especially a C wave flat here before they resume this up move to the upside. So I want to watch out for that to develop this week. Resume to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, I want to watch out for that as well. This at present looks like the A wave. They are climbing up for B wave. So we expect after that they will give us one more a flat structure before they will resume this climb upside. This is what I want to watch out for this week on Indian 50 Nifty. So I want to watch out for that as it develops this week. More corrections. On Bitcoin for this week, last week Bitcoin gave us this huge drop to the downside that made this a corrective structure. I've been looking at this. This was impulse. They gave us a flat structure here and it dropped. Gave another correction here and dropped. And right now this was a big correction and they have dropped. So we want to watch to see if they will start another correction here to make this a running flat and drop onto the downside. It's what to watch out for now on Bitcoin. Or if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, there's still the possibility of Bitcoin giving us a smaller flat structure here and dropping more. For now, we want to look out for this possibility on Bitcoin. We zoom to a 1-hour time frame on Bitcoin. On the 1-hour time frame, at present, they're giving us this upside A wave. Right now, we are looking at this to see if they are attempting to give us a flat here for one more drop down before they will climb back up to complete this flat structure. On Ethereum for this week, Ethereum has been on this aggressive downside and it has tagged this low. Right now, we are watching at present this becomes A, B, C, a one wave. So right now, I want to watch and give us bigger correction and one more drop downside before we expect any buy to come through to the upside. So I want to watch out for that correction this week. We zoom to 4-hour time frame. On Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame, we expect this to give us correction here and drop once more down and then give us C wave upside before the drop to the downside will come through. So we want to watch out for this week on Ethereum. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that as well. We expect this drop is currently ABC in the making. 4 more drops will come through down to tag this low to make this A, B, and then we expect this. On Litecoin for this week, Litecoin has dropped after this correction. They dropped, they tag this low. So right now we expect a bigger correction here for more drops to come through to the downside. So I want to watch out for this correction this week on Litecoin. We zoom to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we are looking for more drops to come through. As this, we see this as the A wave. Right now, they are attempting to give us flat structure here for the drop to complete the B wave before one more spike up of C and more drop into the downside. So I want to watch out for that. Resume to 1-hour time frame on Litecoin. On the 1-hour time frame, I want to watch out for that correction as well, for more drops to come through after the completion of this A, B, C flat here. Expect more drops to come through for completion of B wave, one more C, and more upside and more drop to the downside. And IOTA for this week, IOTA has been on this aggressive drop to the downside this week. They drop down, tag this low. So we want to watch for them to give us a sideways flat here for more drops to come through to the downside. That's what we want to watch out for. So if you zoom to 4-hour time frame on IOTA, on the 4-hour time frame, we want to look out for this correction right now. They've dropped. We expect them at present they're attempting a flat structure here. After that flat, we expect one more drop downside to complete B, one more spike up for C before for that drops to the downside will come through this week. So I want to look out for that. Resume to 1-hour time frame on IOTA. Also want to watch out for that as well this week for completion of this flat here. One more drop down, tag this low, and then we expect them to give us C wave here and drops to come through for us to the downside. These are the trades we want to look out for this week on IOTA. So look out for them as they develop this. On repo for this week, repo gave us this aggressive drop that tagged this low, so which means more downside is incoming. So expect flat here for more drops to come through to the downside. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on repo, on the 4-hour time frame, we see that they gave us this A wave upside right now. They are presently forming a flat for one more drop, B wave to tag this low, and then we expect them to give us a C wave elsewhere before more drops will come through after this flat structure. We expect more sales to come through to the downside, so we want to look out for that. To resume to the 1-hour time frame also, want to watch out for that as well. If completion of this flat and one more drop here, and then reversal and further drops to the downside. So that will be it for this week on the weekly forex forecast. Thanks for watching. Have a nice profitable trading week, and see you next week for next week's edition. Goodbye.